Welcome to the latest episode of the Forever Blue Shirt Show. I'm Benjamin Lefkowitz, and today I'm pleased to be joined by Neil Smith. During his 11 years as the Rangers president and general manager, Neil was the architect of the 1994 Stanley Cup champion team and brought in legends to Broadway like Captain Mark Messier and Wayne Gretzky. Neil, thanks for joining me today.
You're welcome. Good to be here, Ben.
Thanks. So my first question is, as arguably the most successful GM in Rangers history, what are your thoughts on the team so far this season?
Well, it's all positive. I mean, I think they've had a tremendous start to their season. Obviously, with their record, the way it shows, I love the way Panarin is playing. Obviously, he's a huge offensive force for them this year. I think that bringing in Jonathan Quick was a really wise move. He's played really well in the games that Shesterkin couldn't play, or they wanted to rest him. And I think their D has been upgraded with Erik Gustafsson. During this time that Adam Fox has been out, Gustafsson has really showed that he can do some things with the puck that perhaps Washington wishes they kept him there, or Toronto. But all in all, so far they look really good. Boston is having a great start in the East as well. But at this point here, who knows where the Rangers could go?
Yeah, it's been a great start. You talked about Gustafsson and Quick. Has there been anything else that's really surprised you so far about the season or stood out to you?
Well, just their consistency. Perhaps in that, I think it was the second or third game of the season, they lost to Columbus, and I thought, oh, this is not a good sign. And they've bounced back from that loss, and they really never had another game where they've sort of flubbed like they did in Columbus. Their consistency has been really good. And I think that, one of the things is that Peter Laviolette is known for getting a lot out of his players that first year and the first and early in the season. And he's certainly doing that again. So, and again, go back to the defense, because defense is what wins for you. I think that top six they've got, it's as good as any top six in the East. So it'll be interesting to see where they can go, and hopefully they can stay away from injuries. The other guy I should mention, of course, is Lafreniere, who has, I think, surprised a lot of people from last season, where there was a lot of doubting going on about him. I don't think there's a lot of doubting going on this year about him.
Yeah, Lafreniere has been great to start the season. I mean, playing with Panarin obviously is helping him, but I think he's been very consistent. What about Kaapo Kakko? Do you think, is it too early to start panicking? Because it's year 5 now. He only has 2 points. He was downgraded to the third line. What are your thoughts on him so far?
Well, he could be somebody who just never lives up to what people have expect him to do. I don't like to draw comparisons to other players normally, but if you look at Patrik Laine, in the problems that he's going through in Columbus right now, and obviously there was some reason that Winnipeg decided to trade him when he was such a high pick. The same thing's going on with him, and that's got nothing to do with the fact that they're both Finnish. It only has to do with the fact that sometimes, what you project, and I know this from all my scouting years, what you project in a player when he gets into the league sometimes just doesn't pan out. And it might be particularly hard for a person from Finland or Sweden or wherever to live up to the expectations in the NHL. So I'm not saying he's a bust, Kakko, and I'm not saying that he's somebody that you shouldn't worry about, but perhaps you're not going to get second overall statistics out of him in his career. And it's unfair to anybody to draw a comparison to Jack Hughes, because that's just totally unfair. Hughes is a very special player, and New Jersey got it right in picking him first that year.
Yeah, there's kind of no other option. It was going to be Hughes and Kakko. Everyone knew that. And then you talked about how the top 6 defensemen for the Rangers have been so good this year, and they're missing their best player, and they seem pretty good with the injuries. What other challenges, though, do you see for the Rangers as the season moves on?
Well, I think Shesterkin has to be Shesterkin if they're going to win. And what I mean by that is he has to be the guy we've seen for the last couple of years, and he has to be go consistently that way. If you draw a comparison over to the Islanders and you look at Sorokin, who's a world-class goalie as well, but he's not playing world-class this season for whatever reason. And so the Islanders haven't won very much because they depend on him so much. I think Shesterkin, it's the same thing. Maybe not right now because we're in the regular season, but as we get down further into the season and the grind starts, you need that goalie to play of that level. And I don't think that Jonathan Quick can be your number one. So Shesterkin has to be the same guy. That's one thing. To say to stay away from injuries is sort of a cliche because it's stupid. You can't stay away from injuries. They happen. You hope that they don't. The Adam Fox thing was very unfortunate that happened. However, the Rangers don't seem to have missed a beat even without him. So they should be even better when he gets back.
Yeah. I mean, they look good right now. And also they're missing Hedel, and Trocheck has filled in very nicely on the second line.